Hello, Cantaloupe Me.
Hello.
He put an E in my name. I'm very sad. Oh, the race started while Cantaloupe was still trying to do some naming conventions.
Aw, didn't have enough time to
Unfortunate.
name me. Darn.
That's
I
his
feel so
punishment.
left out.
That's his punishment for putting an E into my name. So this run, as you'll see, starts off a little bit differently than we are accustomed to, because we need money to buy bombs, or else we can't really do too much. We also need money to buy a candle, because we can't do too much.
So we see a little bit of a divergence in path. We see John Taven taking the more familiar path to two first runners, going through the forest. Cantaloupe and whoever's in the bottom left are going through the desert. And it looks like whoever's in the upper left corner took a detour for the power bracelet, which will probably be used later.
Alright, so yes, in chat, the race has started. We are working on transitioning the screen for you guys. Our admin will get that shortly.
Yep. Then again, really the first 3 minutes or so of the run is basically just going through and getting resources, going to the automated teller moblins, as I like to call them, as well as the Westlake Mall to get some shopping done. So you're not really missing too much of exciting stuff.
As anybody who's played a Zelda Link to the Past randomizer, we're basically going on a fetch quest right now for rupees, and then trading those rupees in for things of use that we can actually start killing things.
All right. You also saw, who's in the lower left again? Oh, JSR. Try to take out one of those moblins for a bomb drop. Killing the first enemy, by the way the global counter works, gives you a chance for a bomb if you kill the right type of enemy in the bomb group.
Right, so we'll be seeing in this run, hopefully runners will keep their globals, but that's asking a whole lot. But runners who, if you can count to 10, thankfully you can force a bomb in this game. So basically, what happens, there's a mechanic, if you kill 9 enemies in a row, the 10th one, if you kill it with a bomb and it can drop anything, it'll drop a bomb. So our runners will be taking this mechanic and using it to their advantage in order to be able to force bombs throughout this run, which are the currency in which, whoever was up in the upper left there picked up the floor bomb by accident. We'll be using it as the currency in which to deal damage.
Yeah, that's BT's in the upper left
BT.
corner. And it looks like he's doing a slightly different route than the other folks. There's a... Oh, we have audio now.
We have loud audio now. Ooh, good.
Yeah, let's turn that
Can we turn that down a little bit?
Okay. That's better.
Alright, so we're on JSR's audio right now. He just went into level 1, pirouetted to open that top.
Yep. And you see BT's in the lower left-hand corner now is going to be going through level 3. There's been a little bit of a upheaval recently in terms of the routing, where Roost Slugs, who's now the world record holder for Swordless, went through and did a different route starting with level 1 first as opposed to the old level 3 first route. So it's interesting to see just how much that has changed just in the last couple of weeks.
I'm just looking in the IRC chat real quick. Random Effect, who's off stream at the moment, grabbed the sword to start his race. So muscle memory certainly does kick in on our runners for sure.
Oh, grab sword, instant disqualification. Not a big deal. You basically just reset and start again. But that is kind of funny. Oh, it looks like JSR is having bomb problems here.
Yeah, unfortunately, he's gonna have to switch to arrows, spend some rupees, and hopefully get a drop from the Gurias in here in the boomerang. Otherwise, we're gonna have to go fishing for bomb. That's not too good for JSR there, unfortunately. I mean, bombs are one of our main sources of damage in this run until we get the wand.
Yep, but he has the arrows now, and it'll just cost an extra key at some other point during the run. There also are plenty of opportunities to get bombs in level 3, as someone pointed out in chat.
As RC Drone pointed out, JSR taking a... Oh, he's grabbing the key. That's smart on his part too. Grabbing the key from the self over here.
Yoink.
That is the yoink.
Yep, to use the highly technical term for grab.
And so JSR making his way back into level 3. We have BT's grabbing his meat. That had terrible phrasing. My apologies to chat.
I don't know how to follow that, actually, but we'll just go into level 3 and talk about level 3. How about that?
That sounds like a plan.
Yeah, so usually in any category that involves up-Aing, they'll go through and do the top route in order to save on one key. You also see a difference in strategy. John Taven only killing 4 Zols in that diagonal key room. An interesting choice, probably to set up for a 10 count. And probably should explain for any beginners, when we say a 10 count, it's referencing that hint in the game, 10th enemy has the bomb, which really means that if you kill 10 enemies in a row without taking a hit in between, and you kill the 10th enemy with a bomb, you will automatically get a bomb drop with certain, exceptions, and it's a little bit more complicated than that, but that's basically the deal. So you'll see a lot of these runners, even though you can't see them count in their heads, they'll be doing this along the run in order to be able to replenish their supply of bombs.
And as we had seen in the other runs, bombs are an incredibly important asset here in this game. They do 4 hearts of damage to enemies. Let you certainly progress through walls that you couldn't otherwise get through. And yes, Supersonic, JSR does have the old school LJN rainbow icon in the corner of his stream.
So one fun fact about Manhandla, did you know that you can actually use arrows to damage each of the little Manhandla hands?
Yeah, thankfully he's pretty much damageable in any... traditionally, I mean, we would bomb him, but, if you need to sword him down, you can sword him down, so arrows should as well do the same damage properties, for sure. And we have JSR, and good pause buffer there, trying to avoid the Vires, because we don't want to really waste a bomb on them, or waste a rupee to shoot an arrow.
Speaking of pause strats, we see John Taven against his arch-nemesis Manhandla in the lower right corner. John had some run-ins with Manhandla, but is able... Come on, you can do it, John. I'm rooting for him. There you go. Got him.
Good job, John.
For those of you who were here during the any percent race earlier, John had a couple of unfortunate incidents with Manhandla, but was able to get through on the first time, exacting his revenge. So, yay! Meanwhile, we see JSR and BT's over in level 4. It looks like JSR is going to be the first of the runners to pick up the ladder, assuming everything goes well here in the breakfast room. Gets a nice bomb force there, and we'll probably be using arrows to finish it up.
Alright, and Cantaloupe Me is just getting into his breakfast room, swapping to arrows. Good strat, obviously, since he had just forced a bomb in the NSU room before that. And as we can see, he's going in and out of the room to change the pancakes into syrup.
Yeah, I really like that strategy. It's debatable whether or not it's faster than killing the pancakes directly, but it definitely helps save on resources, which can be make a big difference later on in the run.
Right. I mean, to kill a like they have 9 points of damage, so you would have to do 2 bombs and an arrow, 3 arrows and a bomb. Either way, you're using multiple resources that, to be truthful, to spend an extra couple of seconds to reset the room and save those resources comes in handy later on in the run for sure.
Looks like we have sync going, or near sync, on JSR and Cantaloupe's screen there. I believe they're both using Bruce Slugs' route, which involves going this vertical path up to level 5. And some of them even do a strat to basically up a save, then physically restart their console in order to reset the global counter to 0. And that's part of a way to manipulate the spawns in order to give you better bomb drops. Although JSR has to be careful, he's down to half a heart here.
Oh no, misses the scroll. But he should be able to get over to 5 now.
Yeah. I imagine he'll probably up A as soon as he gets in to avoid any, yeah, there we go. Yep, we see John Taven doing that console reset strat over on the right to get his global back down to 0.
JSR spending an extra bomb there, unfortunately, but gets the heart, has some rupees. We're gonna go see an old man who's gonna sell us some extra cherries, or blueberries, depending on how you want to look at them.
Yeah, I always consider them more like blueberries, but...
Me too, but people call them cherries because of the fuse on them, so yeah. I'm okay with either descriptor.
Okay, we'll allow it.
Very moldy cherries is unrelated plants, says in chat. So BT is having a little bit of issue here in the Blue Darknet room after Historic Fort Gibdo. Gets through with a boomerang clip.
Yeah, it looks like Cantaloupe's struggling a little bit too to get the Blue Darknets lining up the way he wants
Nobody wants to group up here.
Yeah,
although
come on.
He hasn't gone and gotten his upgrade, which I'm slightly surprised about, that he wouldn't want to take this room on with 12 bomb.
Well, there's different strategies that folks have for doing this room. Although when you're down to 1 bomb, you definitely
have no choice. Yep.
Yeah, otherwise you don't get that upgrade, and that's very bad news. Ooh, JSR finishing up the Darknuts on his very last bomb. Wow. Very lucky there.
Never a doubt. Right, Tetrally? Never a doubt. Nothing to worry about. Nothing to...
Yeah, this is fine.
Had he not done that, he would have actually had to up A, come back out to Fort Gibdo, and grab the bombs off of this Gibdo, force some more bombs, and then go back in. Because we have no other alternative method to damage a Blue Darknut.
Yep. That is one of the perils of doing this all swordless. Alright, so Cantaloupe went back and got his recorder. John Taven is picking up his upgrade now and will be using the boomerang on the old man. That's actually an interesting strategy. If you hit the old man with the boomerang at point blank range, like 1 square right below him, it actually adds 7 to your consecutive counter. Why, we're not entirely sure, but it works, so it's a good strat to quickly bring up your consecutive counter.
Correct. For those runners who are kind of new to this, if you simply... anything that makes the kill sound will run your consecutive counter up by 1. So anytime you hear that noise, you can add 1 to the count, as Tetrally said, with the exception there to the old man with the boomerang. But that's what we're really looking to do here in this run, is to keep counts of 9 and then bomb the 10th enemy so that we can keep our bomb count stable.
Yeah, and bombs are always important when you're in any percent or any other category, but they're extra important in Swordless just because it's really the only way you can, you can only hit a lot of enemies, including Dark Nuts and Wizards. So. Oh, thank you, Fiskbit, explaining exactly why the boomerang does 7 hits on the old man. Interesting. Alright, so it looks like the runners are going to start heading over to level 6 now.
That sounds like a plan, because on level 6 we get the
wand.
The wand! Yay! We can start doing white sword damage to enemies with direct hits, as well as the beams.
Yeah, that'll be the first unlimited use weapon that these folks get in the run. Arrows technically are multiple use, but are limited by how many rupees you have.
Correct. So it's more or less the poor man's sword, but it's something we can stab things with, which is a plus in this game.
Speaking of swords that can stab things with, BT's got a couple of sword beams on his way into level 6, so he's already down pretty low on health, so we'll see if that becomes an issue for him.
He's trying, I believe, to force some bombs here off the red wizard, although without a count... Nope.
Oh, careful, JSR.
Oh, goodness. Ooh. Everybody's in beep stress right now.
Wow, that's the second time JSR has been down to half a heart. Whew.
So what BT is trying to do here is get all 4 of those wizards to group up so that he can run his count up to 4, up A, come back out, and then do it again to get his count to 8, and then 10 to 4. But luckily gets 2 global drops there off the red whiz robes to get 8 bombs.
Oh, you mean the Wed Whiz Whoops?
Yes, the Baba Wawa red whiz robe.
JSR is using pause strats there to make sure he doesn't get hit on his, racking his count up to 8 on those keys.
Uses potion. Don't mind that one bit.
Nope, that's what it's there for.
Yep, and in that room I think there are 8 keys, I'm going to say with a question mark.
Yep. Someone very wise taught me once, never die with a potion in your hand.
And JSR gets some bombs there. Now he can fight a little more comfortably in the magical breakfast.
There he goes, gets the last of the blue wizards in that room.
Although only has 5 rupees, so he's got to be a little bit careful here with these legs.
Oh, that's a good point.
Using the candle, he's doing everything he can to not spend a bomb here, but unfortunately out of option. But gonna boomerang stun them together, that is a good choice. Kills them off and gets... Ooh, Cantaloupe Meat taking a death in the magical breakfast room.
Yeah, I often compare playing Swordless to doing, stovetop cooking as opposed to baking. Whereas, baking everything is measured and you follow the routes very precisely, kind of like the any percent and the 100% categories we saw earlier. Whereas Swordless, there's a lot more room for improvising. And even though you might have a general strategy, you do things slightly different every time, and there isn't that need to be as precise about your formula. So I really like it. It sort of exercises a different part of your brain than following the routes for any percent categories.
Yeah, definitely I agree with that, because this is a category where you are fighting for resources, trying to be efficient at the same time and kill stuff, and it's no fun. I mean, don't get me wrong, to these runners I'm sure it's fun, but like trying to do this only having bombs, only having arrows, only having a blue candle until you get that wand, it is. And we see JSR with a bit of a problem here too. He's trying to build his count up so that he can get into the room with the push block for the wand and be able to force the bomb in there as well.
Yeah, John Taven took an unfortunate death in level 6. And he's going to be recovering his bomb count. He's down to 1 bomb, so he has to be really careful, because if you don't get a force, I assume he's setting up for a force, you basically have to leave the level completely to go back in, because you can't get any more bombs without having a bomb, unfortunately.
Yeah, I think he is setting up for a force, but at this point I would almost swap to arrows and try to force, get my count up that way. I would spend a couple of rupees to get my count.
Yeah, well,
to each their own. I mean, I'm not going to question. Oh, did he?
Well, that's why I say it's like cooking. It's there isn't a single recipe to follow.
Oh, he was trying to. I see what he was trying to get a 1 count to get the 8 keys in here, but now he's getting bopped around in the.
Yikes. All right. Well, we have 1 pickup from JSR in the upper left-hand corner. BT's picked up his 1 a little bit ago, with Cantaloupe and John a little bit behind, but BT's is down to 1 heart, and I don't know if he picked up a potion, so he's going to have to be careful here.
I don't think he did. Takes a bop there from the bubble to lose his count, but swaps to the wand. Like I said, doing white sword damage to these enemies shouldn't be too. Just has to be careful. Gets through magical breakfast too. Has to be careful and not take a bop in the next couple of rooms here.
Alright.
And unlike the magical sword, the wand, since it only does white sword damage, splits fires into 2 keys, so he's got to be careful there. Gets through with no issue. Ooh, JSR, now Magical Breakfast 2, having what looks like a fun time in there. Playing Ring Around the Piece of Toast.
Ring Around the Wizrobe?
Yep. And again, as we said earlier, going in and out to reset the enemy patterns.
Yeah, I guess that's the real In-N-Out burger of this
Very true.
category.
Oh, these blue Wizrobes are playing defense for the legs here. Pause buffers, gets back out.
Yep.
And BT is out of level 6. And off to level 4.
Yeah, really, as soon as you can get out of level 6 with the wand in 1 piece, you're in good shape for the rest of the run. The tricky thing is getting that wand. And it's something that it looks like John Taven down there is still struggling with.
Yeah, I mean, I think he's just trying to get to a point where he can build another 9 count and be able to force more bombs and Magical Breakfast 1.
Yep, he's back up to 8, as is... Oh, except Cantaloupe's in trouble.
Cantaloupe me, yep. He's gonna up A here.
Yeah. I don't blame him, because he was going to take 3 bombs just to get out of that pancake there, so he might as well just go right back.
Ooh, JSR taking a beam to the face there. Gets through. Let's see if he can kill Goma. Ooh, there we go. Gets out.
Whew.
And he will be completing level 6, about a minute behind BT at this point. And BT, pretty standard level 4 at this point. Since we grab an extra key along the way, we don't need to get what is affectionately gets the JSR special. What is affectionately known as the error key. Oh no, Cantaloupe.
Oh no, Cantaloupe trying to get around that moat full of blizzards. That's a really rough room and hard to dodge them because of the way the water is laid out.
Right, I mean that's just a square moat room that it is horrible to get in and out of because the blue wizards just go where they want, and when they're and John Taven taking a death there too. Goodness.
Yeah, I was watching him. He finally made his way into MB1, but then had I think he got caught in Lake or something like that, and then just took too much damage. Which is too bad because he was able to force a bomb, but just not able to pick it up before dying, unfortunately.
Yeah, with this route, since we're kind of going out of quote-unquote traditional order for speedrunning, you know, you're coming to level 6 with 6 hearts, and everything does a world of hurt. It is rough for all these runners to get this run done, and Cantaloupe me taking another death in level 6.
Yeah, and I do want to stress, even though we see Cantaloupe and John taking a large number of deaths in level 6, like, this is really difficult what they're doing. I took a number of deaths when I was doing this earlier today, running Swordless in level 6, so I just want to stress to make sure folks know that, you know, really do give these guys a huge round of applause for even trying and being willing to be featured for everyone to see what they're doing. So, yeah, mad props to them for all that they're doing, even if they're not able to get through as quickly as the other runners.
Yeah, I mean, any completed run on this is a pretty solid achievement, to be honest. I mean, it's just rough, because you are at to start, you're at a severe deficit, and again, Cantaloupe dying in the wizard room before the wand room.
Yeah.
That is just, it is hard to get through, and truthfully, these runners are doing well soldiering on like this.
Yeah, I honestly don't know if I would have the energy to go on as many times, so definitely mad props to both of them. Ooh, John at least getting a break in terms of bombs, getting 2 lucky drops from those red wizards.
Off stream, by the way, King Doll has forfeited. He died to Manhandla earlier.
Yeah, Manhandla takes another victim between him and all the wizards in level 6. It's a tough game to go through.
And we see BT and JSR in level 7, right? BT is working his way through the reverse C. And as you'll notice, the nice part about not having a sword, you don't have to care about the bubbles.
Yeah, that is a very good point.
But
he makes quick work of all those wall masters, just getting out his arrows.
I wouldn't want to be doing level 7 with only 8 hearts. There's just too much stuff that likes to excite me. JSR getting 3 hearts there in that room before the river room. Good drops, and a bomb actually, so he got 3 hearts and a bomb.
Is that the JSR special? Alright, looks like Cantaloupe may have finally seen the end of the light at the end of the tunnel there. He picked up his wand, it looks like. Oh no, John is down to his last bomb.
Oh no, he's gonna have to
have... Yeah, I mean, oh, that's just really unfortunate.
And I hope you guys in chat can see basically the struggle that our runners have to go through in order to get this wand. I mean, it is just, once you have the wand, this run becomes significantly simpler, but until that point, it is just a nightmare.
Well, you probably shouldn't commentator's curse Cantaloupe since he's down to half of a heart and he just got his wand, so careful there.
Oh, come on. Cantaloupe Me is going to totally have to die and reset here, right? That's what we want. So we can do the reverse commentator's curse here.
Well, I don't know if reverse psychology always works with the commentator's curse, but
we'll see.
For his sake, hope it does.
Well, last time oh no.
See, that's what I was telling you to be careful about.
So apparently I need to say what we want for the commentator's curse to not happen.
Yeah. Now, on the bright side, at least Cantaloupe did get the wand, so he doesn't have to go through the same ordeal again.
Correct, and I think John's resetting his count there to try to get to 8, up A again, and then hopefully grab 2 wizard or arrow A. Yep, there we go. So hopefully he can get some bombs here.
Oh, I see. So yeah, that makes sense.
He got 8 bombs, even better.
Okay, nice. Alright, meanwhile, looks like JSR is just finishing up with level 7, as BT's is finishing up with level 8. So probably about 3 minutes or so between them?
Yeah, about that much to finish 8 from where they all stand. So BT is at 11 hearts. In one more heart, we could grab the magical sword, except that would DQ us.
Yeah, no swords in this category. Oh.
Alright, so Cantaloupe getting through the fire room into magical.
Oh, he's backtracking.
He's good.
Oh, to probably rack up his count against more
he's
fires.
increasing the count. Yep.
Ah, Trixie.
Now swap into bombs and hopefully killing stuff with a bomb to force a bomb.
JSR looks like he's a little bit low on bombs, so he's going to opt to wand these blue dark nuts down. You see some runners with more bombs try to kill them with bombs to be more efficient and quicker, but making pretty quick work of them nonetheless.
Yeah, with this run, bombs are obviously a very precious commodity. Fun fact for our audience, if they didn't know, blue dark nuts, besides doing twice the damage, basically move twice as fast. So it still takes four swings from the wand that don't involve. Oh, John Taven died again.
Oh no, Snape trying to get up to the wand room again. Ugh.
It takes 4 swings from the wand to kill them, on top of them being extremely fast compared to orange wizrobes, or orange darknut, excuse me. And since we don't have the sword, by the way, we saw BT, you have to kill Digdogger, or
Dodongo.
Thank you.
No problem.
Dodongo with 2 bombs, because we can't smoke him and then sword him. So, very smart of him to leave that floor drop in the room before with the Grias, go back and pick that up to cap his bombs out at 12.
Oh, I like the strat John Taven is doing to save the room with the keys at only 1 keys left, then up A to reset it.
I think my stream. If
yeah,
you've only
my
got 1 or 2.
kind of.
Yeah, I just refreshed it, but if you've only got 1 or 2 keys left in there, it's a whole lot simpler dealing with the fireballs and everything else that can take your count. Yeah, just if your stream froze up in chat as well, just go ahead and refresh and it should be back.
Yep. Alright, BT going into level 9 at about the 34-30 mark.
Wow, that was faster than I was expecting. But again, with this route, just remember we do not need to pick up the silver arrows, so we can skip the Patra, walk straight north into the diagonal Lake room, and then go from there.
Okay, Caleb finally made it to level 4. I'm sure he's very relieved to get out of level 6.
I think all of chat is very relieved that all of our runners have gotten out of, well, 3 of our runners have gotten out of level 6, and John Tabin is working his way back.
You can do it, John. I believe in you.
Chat, can we get some give pleases to John Tabin to make sure that he gets through this room? Kyojin, no, BT is in 9 to finish his run. But as you can see, he's building a count on the old man so that when he goes into the next room, he can go ahead and force a bomb on the red wizard.
Wow, and he left the next room with 10 bombs. That's really impressive. A lot more than I usually leave with when I play Swordless, so
yeah, and
he's in really good shape.
He went back to the Guerrilla room in 2 to get back to 12, so thankfully didn't have to spend any extra bombs.
Okay, so John looks like he's making good progress here. Got one of... Oh, and now he's just down to one more blue wizard. Come on, John, you can do it.
We got it, maybe.
You only have one more hit. Come on, do it.
Ugh. He's gonna take his potion? Okay, good.
Phew. Oh gosh, John must be feeling such a big sigh of relief getting that one.
Right. It only took 17, 18 minutes, but I'm sure he feels great that he actually... Because now, the rest of the run isn't as bad. BT is running a little bit low on bombs here.
Oh no, he's okay. He only needs one more.
You're right, because we don't care about reverse safe.
Yep, exactly.
He's just gotta blow a hole through this door and...
Now health could be a little bit of an issue since he's only one Patra hit away.
We do only have 2 hearts of damage here, 2 hearts left, and unfortunately with Patra, we have to hit him twice as much since we only have white sword power. Not to mention that we have to get in range to swing with the wand. So this is going to be a tough fight for BT. And he takes...
Oh no! BT.
Oh, BT.
Ouch.
Got a little too close to our 8 orbital friend.
Yeah. Oh, well, he's gonna be going all the way back through level 9 again. Do want to point out, off-stream, one of the racers, Random Effect, just finished in first place with an official SRL time of 38 minutes and 23 seconds. Which I think is a new PB for Random, if I'm not mistaken.
I think so, and on top of that, he reduced his qualifying time by 1 minute and 49 seconds.
Wow, awesome! That's a huge pickup.
And we see JSR going back and forth between the next room and the old man in the next room to be able to force 2 separate bomb drops off of the I almost said it again, red wizrobes.
Yeah, no.
You would think that...
taking care of Patra 1 to get some bombs in order to be able to fight the next room wizrobes, which you'll have to fight again, unfortunately.
Correct. When you die and come back to the beginning, some of the rooms do reset, and that is one of them. And JSR again forcing more bombs there on the Zulls. You would think, though, that the programmer... Oh, BT takes another death, unfortunately.
Oh, no.
And JSR is a bit of a life deficit here. He's gonna wait for this Patra to decide to go left. Although I feel like he could take a couple of orbitals off it and slink through.
Opting to reset the room. Probably not a bad decision there.
Not at all.
Sometimes
Hopefully
his Patra doesn't want to cooperate. And this
in any
looks like it's one of them.
In any percent, he always wants to go down the left rather than just straight left. Now JSR electing to take some orbitals off to get a safer walk. Although, this is quite an interesting Patra. It looked like there was one orbital that was taking its own sort of orbit, and the rest of them were doing...
Yeah, that can happen sometimes. Biscuit, would you like to explain it?
JSR did take a like hug in there, so now he's down to 2 hearts of health. So this is not going to be easy for him either. I mean, 9 is usually the great equalizer, but not usually like this.
Yep. Okay, BT's getting some nice bomb drops off of the Wizards in the next room, so he'll be in, I think, fairly decent shape. JSR's health situation is getting a little on the low side.
I didn't see the last time he menued whether he still had a potion. I'm hoping
I don't know if he
he still has a blue
picked one
potion.
up. He's also only 4 bombs, so that's not good.
He did pick one up because he used one in 6, but unfortunately used it again, so ooh.
Oh, no.
Goodness gracious.
Oh, takes a death there.
Yeah, because I remember he did use a potion in 6, I just couldn't remember whether it was red or...
Yeah, unfortunately it looks like he forfeited from the race. Oh, that's too bad. Let's see if we can get some different audio.
Let me swap that for you.
Okay.
Let's switch over to BT. Oops,
Okay.
let me undone BT. Let's swap over to Cantaloupe Me.
Okay.
So Cantaloupe Me is in level 8 here. And BT now making his way to Ganon. And as we said the last time, we only need to kill this Patra and then walk into the room. So BT being a little more careful. Has just a couple of swings here on Patra. And BT will be finishing with an official SRL time of 43:07 in second place.
Alright, GG for BT.
And then takes a fireball from Ganon to end it. John Tabin he up 8. I have no idea where he's off to now. Not sure where we are at this
I
point.
think he finally just finished with 6 and is going to 4.
That sounds about right. So Cantaloupe Me going to level 2 to finish up here. Then off to 8. And then 9. Gets 2 bomb drops out of the Greer room. That's
nice.
Pretty good. We're gonna try to get BT here in the chat shortly to talk about where his race went right, where his race went wrong. I'm sure we can all agree that dying to the last Patra before Ganon was not in his plan.
No, although to be fair, that Patra 3 really is the final boss of Swordless, or the true final boss. Alright. Cantaloupe's having a little bit of a troll dongo, but is able to get the second bomb there.
Gets that, and as BT did, goes back and picks up the floor drop from the grid.
Yeah, and as we know, you need every single bomb in level 9 you can get, so I don't blame him one little bit for doing that.
And Can't Let Me finishes about 44.53, level.
Yeah, BT's talking about the Patra going left, yeah. Left Patras really are the worst.
Left Patras are only bad if you are not expecting a left Patra. Although they are terrible. I won't disagree.
Yeah.
So we have Cantaloupe heading off to 9. I'm going to give it the uncurse of the commentator and say it should be a pretty simple level 9 for him. Flawless, with no issues whatsoever.
Ooh, that's a bold strategy.
Let's see if it pays off.
Okay, meanwhile we have John going into level 7 with only 1 bomb, so he's probably going to take a pit stop to pick up some bombs or respawn? Huh, he might be manipulating the spawns? I don't know why else John would be doing that.
I think that's what he was looking for, was the moblin in the right place.
Oh, interesting. I'll have to ask him later why he did that.
Yeah, I think it's... drops the meat on the floor to get
meat strats. I love when people use meat strats in this room.
Although... bomb's not gonna kill...
Well, he's going to get the floor drop here, and then presumably go to the left and get an additional... Yeah, nice job. Okay, meanwhile, Cantaloupe is setting up his count on the old man here. Probably going to force off of one of these red whiz ropes.
This poor old man, we keep beating him up for the sake of bombs. It's just not fair.
Well, I guess... I'm not going to say that, never mind.
We should be respecting our elders in Hyrule here.
I agree.
Oh, we have JSR here. I'm going to bring him up into chat.
Oh, we have a JSR?
We have a JSR! Welcome, sir. Our deepest condolences on the forfeit that... He's here.
Okay, we may not have
He might be AFK. We might not have a JSR, but...
Well, he's with us in spirit, at least. Well, while we're waiting, Cantaloupe is playing Ring Around the Wizards again, trying to get both of them together. Yeah, now he got them, as well as forcing off of one. Nice job.
That was
impressive.
Solid next room.
I mean, it wasn't super quick, but he got the job done, and
he's got
with a lot of bombs. Yeah,
exactly. I mean, that's all you can really ask for at that point. Ooh, takes a bop in the Zul room, but thankfully can force again, like if he kills enough keys. Oh, he's gonna take a pass on that. Although with 11 bombs out of 12, I suppose I would do that too. And a muscle memory there. I don't know if you saw, but he went down and to the left as if he was going to clip to go to...
Yeah, and obviously I've never lost a run because I accidentally went and got silver arrows on Swordless.
And truthfully, considering he's run any percent and 100%, I can't blame him for doing that out of habit.
Nope, not at all. Okay.
We are trying to get BT here in chat as well. I don't know if he's going to take the invite.
Hi, can you guys hear me now?
Yes, JSR, you are extremely soft, but we can hear you. Our condolences for dying in 9 in the trap room.
Yeah, unfortunately, that was just kind of a rough room for me. I saw the because I was low on health because of just bad JSR. It was bad JSR. But I saw a bomb. The first time I went in, I killed those 2 red Wizrobes, and there was a bomb under the trap, and I got scared because I didn't want to take a bop, so I left it and immediately kicked myself because it was just, a gut reaction.
Yeah, and it seems like the final hit was when you were trying to dodge around one of the blocks in the middle of the room and just couldn't get around it.
Yeah, I was setting up nicely. I had enough bombs to finish the room, but when I saw the blue Wizrobe coming, I attempted to go in between the blocks, and I got gridded onto the block, and then kind of, instead of just going up, I panicked and tried to go back to the middle and got gridded twice, and yeah.
Now, for the sake of the audience who might not know, what exactly do you mean by gridded?
So Zelda, it moves on a grid system. If you've ever played it, you can only move in if you want to turn. If you want to turn in a 90-degree, like say you're going up, and you want to turn left or right. When you do, Link will only turn on the full tile or the half tile, which if you look at the floor, it's made of tiles. So it's a grid system. That's actually part of the reason we're able to do all of the screen scroll and blocklet system that we do. It has a lot to do with the way the movement works in this game. And if you're not quite past the point where you think you are, like in other words, if I want to go on the full tile and I'm still not halfway past the half tile, that makes sense? When I turn left, instead of being on the full tile, I'll be on the half tile. We call that being gridded.
I see.
Yep.
Unfortunately, it happens more when you're not.
And not to interrupt you in the middle of a thought there, JSR, but Cantaloupe finishes with an SRL time of 50 minutes and 42 seconds, improving his race qualifying time by a minute and 38 seconds. So let's get our GGs out in chat for Cantaloupe me as well. And JSR, the chat is saying you're a little bit low, so I'll just paraphrase real quick. I mean, the game works on a gridding system, so you can unfortunately get at that point, more or less, and forced into things that you don't want to walk into. But JSR, our condolences to you. GG still, I'm sure your seeding will be fine for the tournament. I don't have the Swordless qualifying times up right now, but I'm sure between, among all 3 categories, you will be fine in the tournament, and we look forward to watching you.
I definitely am excited for the bracket stage, because obviously you don't want to forfeit in the bracket races because you don't know what your opponent's doing. So I'm excited to get the 1 year versus 1 races going. And for those of you watching, and one of my fellow admins and racers in this race is joining us in the commentator booth, Cantaloupe. We're going to be working out the final details and releasing the brackets hopefully tonight, and it should be exciting.
Yes, definitely. It's been a good 3 weeks, and everybody's put forth an effort to get their time in, even though it's been really hard for a lot of us, but everybody's been racing, having a good time with it. So it'll be really nice to see, how everything shapes up in the brackets.
Perfect. And Cantaloupe me, congratulations on lowering your qualifying. You went from 52.20 down to 50.42, even with an unfortunate death or 30 in level 6.
Oh yeah, a few deaths. Actually, let me hit start. I want to see how many I actually had. I think I had 7 deaths, I think.
Yeah, John Taven probably spent about 25 minutes on level 6 trying to get the wand as well, so I'm sure he feels your pain. He's just about to get into 8 right now. But it is just, we expressed the chat, we told him just how hard it is to not only get to the wand room, but navigate everything, navigate everything along the way, and then kill everything in the wand room to get the wand.
Yeah, it's definitely a difficult run. It really is. And Tetra, I tried to spell your name out, and I didn't have time because it was getting ready. And sorry, I spelled your name with an E. I wanted to get that off my chest.
We were joking about it. We said that you started a few seconds late as punishment for putting an E into my.
Yeah. Well, it's funny. We joke about the commentator's curse, but it seems like you were more cursing us.
No, I don't believe in commentators' curses because while people are running, they can't hear the commentator unless they're stupid and listen to the restream like I do. But
Oh, well, we can't help you in that case. But...
Nobody can. I've driven 3 psychiatrists insane themselves, so I don't expect them to.
Fair enough there, Cantaloupe. Anything, any positives to take out of this run? I mean, it other than the wand, it felt pretty good with regards to bomb drops and, resource management.
Yeah, all that went well, but I'd rather actually talk about the community as a whole, just everybody coming together and doing this, and then you two, putting both the time to sit through 3 races, and SpeedGaming for the restream, and it's been a good start to this tournament, and the bracket's going to be really exciting, and hopefully we get some really good matchups. But definitely thank both of you, Tetra and Bully, for taking time out of your evenings to do this. I mean, it means a lot to the community, so thank you.
Oh, definitely. And I also want to thank both of you two for adminning the tournament and creating it in the first place. We couldn't have done it without you two and the rest of the admin team. Remind me, who else is on the admin team? We should give shout-outs to?
Oh, yes. Definitely Loudgoat, the scientist behind a lot of the stuff. Fred as well, Random Effect, and Pronzo has been on the team as well, and everybody's been invaluable. So we've put together, 7 of us have put together a really, good team. We had a lot of discussions about things, and we want to make the community happy and keep it thriving, and Zelda 1 has been a really strong community, with Rando and even Vanilla. We had a great turnout last year for the tournament, for the any percent no UP. So it's been, we just want to remind people, hey, we have a Zelda 1 community. We're friendly. Come in. We have a Discord. Come on in. We are friendly. We do not bite. We might nibble, but we don't bite.
We definitely do not bite. That is true. And for those of you in the chat, if you type in !Z, you will see the qualifying bracket as well as the schedule. Like JSR and Kinlip said, we are going to try to update the schedule or the bracket tonight as soon as everybody's done with their runs, get the seeds out, and hopefully have some really interesting first round matches.
Indeed.
This idea of the season play going into a bracket stage, we wanted to give everybody a fair chance to get seeded fairly and make a shot at brackets. We were discussing this for months on end before we announced the tournament. Jay Coper's kind of the one that came up with the idea, and we all ran with it as a group, and it's gone better than we ever thought it was going to go. And if you guys thought that this was fun, stick around for the brackets round. We are going to have best 2 out of 3 with all 3 categories as part of the excitement. So everybody's going to be required to race all 3 in the best 2 out of 3. And we're going to be able to find out by the end of this who is the 2019 multi-category champion.
Right, so just in case the volume's still a little bit low there, what JSR was saying was that every match is going to be 3 games. It may end in 2, but if things go to plan, it will be 1 race of all 3 categories. So just because you might be a great any percent runner or a great hundo runner, it might not mean anything if you can't run Swordless and you can't run any percent, or of the 3 categories, if you can't run one of them, that is an inherent handicap to any runner. So it is definitely making the community learn all 3 of these races and get a whole lot stronger in their overall Zelda play.
Yep, that's about all I have. Do you have anything else, James, you want to add?
Just wanted to echo what you were saying earlier. Thank you very much to the commentary team, everybody who's helped out behind the scenes. Big shouts out to Adirondack Rick, who's been my liaison between the admin team and SpeedGaming. He's done a lot of work behind the scenes, and I just want to make sure he gets the love he deserves. He's been busting his hump helping us get this set up.
Rick has been doing a lot of work. I know, JSR, you've been working 8,000 hours a week, it feels like, so, you know, props to Rick and all the other admins in the community for helping this tournament. A big thank you to Tetrally for finally giving me a co-commentator. My other runs that I've run I've commentated have all been solo. It's been wonderful to have somebody else.
Yeah, absolutely, my pleasure. It's been a lot of fun getting to hang out with you and the rest of the community as well, so...
Yeah, so Tetra, one question.
Mm-hmm.
Is your back sore from hearing Molly on commentary? Oh, that was good.
Thank
Love
you.
you, man.
Thank you,
Love you,
Ken.
man.
You're
Love
the greatest.
Love you,
No
man.
worries. So I think we're gonna ride out John's level 9 here. He just got into 9. Let's cheer him on, chat. He's 1 hour in. I don't think he can improve on his qualifying time, but by all means, let's watch the end of this run together, and then we will go ahead and send it off to... I don't think there's actually any more scheduled on SpeedGaming 5, but we'll leave you all with a good night. So let's watch the end of John Tapen's run here. And as we discussed earlier, he's building a count on the old man. Yeah, the great Cernko, that is true. Being able to complete a Swordless run is a huge accomplishment for all of these runs. Unfortunately, John Tapen takes a bop from the Red Wiz rope. This is one big "this is fine" moment for everybody. Builds his count back up on the old man. Hopefully he can force here. Gets a drop. Look at that. So one Wizro broom down. That is a tongue twister effect. He's gonna go ahead and build up another count on the Keese as well as the Zold.
Yep, exactly. He'll be using both of those to rack up his count, and then every time you force, if you do it on the first time, you get a net gain of 3 bombs. You have to use 1 bomb to get 4. So hopefully he'll be able to get bomb count up to, what, like 9 or 10 or so? That's probably at least where he wants to be.
Yeah, I would want to be at 9 or 10 for sure. Just because there's one more Wizard Room where, you know, we can force in there. It's not always a great idea to force in there. I'd rather walk in there with enough to kill them all and not have to work the force. Chooses not to force again.
That's a,
He's
Whoa, careful there. Careful there.
Oh, goodness. He's kind of YOLO in it. I don't...
Yeah, I can...
I think he's just sort of in the I want to finish a run mode right now.
Yeah, I do not blame him. One bit.
Oh, he's gonna build his count like legs.
Oh, that works too.
Yep.
Ooh, and what do we have on?
He went left. That is a perfectly valid plan right there. Gets the...
Ooh, I wonder what, Oh, it looks like Cantaloupe has the Japanese version of Zelda on his screen.
He does.
Ooh.
And as John Taben does, John Taben, ooh, drops the bomb and walks out. John
Oh.
Taven doing John Taven things in that he's using alternate routes to get from A to B.
Yeah. No, he has 6 bombs. He needs 1 left, so it's cutting it a little close. He might be able to get it, though.
Alright, one more. Oh, got you. Okay.
There we go.
He's still got
Okay.
a blue potion at least, so you can use
Now,
that.
now, don't waste that bomb. Whatever you do, do not miss with that bomb.
We're so close. We're so close. There we go.
Nice.
Alright,
Okay.
and we have a potion. We can get through this. No problem at all. This is fine.
All right. This is totally fine.
Oh, this is the clip. Alright. If he had gotten like there, that would no longer have been he could have
No, this is
Wanted
fine.
it,
This is
yep.
fine.
he could have wanted it. And Tetrally would be this is fine emote.
All right. So let's watch John seal the deal here. Ooh, that's a pretty fast Petra.
Get your GGs out in chat for John Taven finishing with an official SRL time of 1 minute, 6 seconds, 1 hour, 6 minutes, and 29 seconds. We're okay. I almost dropped a decimal there.
GG, John. It took a lot to just get to the finish line there, so I really admire your persistence, and you should feel proud of. He writes in his comment, "Never surrender." Yeah, totally agree there.
All right. Again, chat, I appreciate y'all sticking around for these 3 hours, for these 3 races. Tetrally, you have been a wonderful co-commentator. It's been an absolute pleasure tonight. Anything you would like to add before we say goodnight to everybody here at SpeedGaming?
I don't think so. It's been a great couple of hours with you as well, and thank you again to SpeedGaming, all the runners, the admins, the restreamers, and everyone else behind the scenes who made this possible.
I agree 100%. Thank you all for being here. Thank you for the admins, everybody running the tournament, all of our restreamers and volunteers. You guys make the dream work. Thank you all. We're going to head. I've been Bullymania. My lovely co-commentator has been Tetrally. Thank you again. Everyone have a wonderful night, and we will be back sometime during the week when the brackets are released. We'll be able to start the official tournament. Thanks again, guys. Have a great night.
Good night, everyone.